Hey there, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be showing you a fast and easy way to start making money online with Amazon KDP. In fact, I'm going to show you one seller that's making $2,861 per month just by producing one of these simple books. And the best part about this is it's a great way for beginners to start because these interiors are actually very simple to make, meaning that you don't need any prior experience to start making these types of books. So today I'll be showing you how to get started creating this type of book, as well as how to do the super important keyword research, which is what you're gonna need to get your book seen, ranked, and sold. So if you're a beginner trying to start making money online, or you're just trying to add a new stream of income, or you're just trying to find a new niche, well, then this video is for you. But before that, hey guys, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online. And right now we're talking about low and medium content publishing on Amazon KDP. So if this sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss a new video. With that being said, let's get right to it. So what type of book am I talking about? Well, that would be the cryptogram puzzle book. Now, what is a cryptogram puzzle book? Well, it's a book made up of cryptogram puzzles, which are types of word puzzles where each letter in a text is replaced with another letter. And the goal is to decipher the text by figuring out which letters have been substituted for which. And typically these books contain a variety of encrypted phrases, quotes, or passages that the reader must decode. And this is a fun type of activity book that people will buy for others on their birthdays, on Father's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, and other types of occasions. And the best part about this is that these types of books sell year round, meaning that you can make a stable income just by producing cryptogram puzzle books. Now, whenever you're publishing on Amazon KDP, the first thing that you want to do is your research. And what do I mean by that? Well, finding out if the niche that you're looking into is going to be something that's worth it and something that's profitable. In other words, I'm talking about niche validation. On top of that, you're going to want to find the keywords that are going to go in your title, your subtitle, and those back-end keywords. So it'll give you the best chance at finding your book on the first page of Amazon, as well as even finding your book on Google. Now, when I do a Google search for cryptogram puzzle book, you're going to see this number right here, and it's actually being searched 720 times per month. This is from a plugin that I use called Keywords Everywhere. But the other thing that we want to look at is if we check out this first section right here, you're going to see that the vast majority of these listings are all Amazon books, which means that these specific cryptogram books are getting increased visibility from Google. And then if we keep scrolling down, you're going to see a lot more books from Amazon. And if we scroll down a little bit more, you're going to see here is one book that's actually listed on the first page of Google that is getting increased visibility for their books, which in turn is going to lead to more sales. And if you keep scrolling down, you're going to see a lot more Amazon listings on the first page of Google. Now, if we go to Google Trends to search up the term cryptogram, you're going to see for the past 5 years that it's remained relatively the same. But since about October of last year, we can see that the term cryptogram is actually getting more popular. And then there was a huge spike back in May, which is a really good sign if you're gonna start making these types of books. Now, when I'm doing niche validation, I like to look for 3 specific things. Number 1, I like to look for search results that are about 1,000 and below, because this is gonna tell me that there's not that much competition for a certain keyword. Number 2, I like to look for 3 books or 3 competitors that are all KDP books that have a BSR or a bestsellers rank of 300,000 or below, which means that there is demand for this keyword because people are buying these books. And then number 3, I like to look for a niche score provided by a plugin that I use that has a score of 50 and above. Now here I am on Amazon and I did a search for cryptogram puzzle books. And the first thing that you're gonna see is this purple bar up here. This is from a plugin that I use called Titans Quick View, which comes from Self-Publishing Titans. They have this for free, so go ahead and feel free to download this so you can get this type of information that I'm seeing on my screen. And the first thing that we're going to see is a niche score of 81, which is mainly why I use their plugin. But the first thing that I look at is actually the search results. And as we can see here, this has 1,000 search results. More specifically, it has 1,062 search results. So that still satisfies my first requirement of about 1,000 results and below. The next thing that I would do is I would scroll down and look for 3 KDP books that have a ranking of 300,000 and below. So if we hover over this, we can see that this was independently published, which means that it's a KDP book. So if we look at the first book here, we can see it was independently published, which means it's a KDP book, and it has a bestsellers rank of 75,000. But this is a sponsored listing, which means this is not an organic ranking. And so I don't want to include these in my evaluation. So I'm going to look for the next line here, which is the start of the organic ranked books. So if we look at this one, this is not a KDP book. If we look at this one right here, this is a KDP book because it says independently published and it has a ranking of 14,537. So that's one book. If we look at this book, this is not a KDP book. This is a KDP book because it says Create Space Independent Publishing Platform, which is the prior name to KDP. And it has a ranking of 43,884. So that's book number 2. This is not a KDP book, so we move on. And then we have this book right here that was independently published, ranking it at 168,000. So that's book number 3. And I'm sure if I keep going, we're going to see more books. Like this one, independently published with a ranking of 68,000. This book has a ranking of 485,000, so that's a little bit high. We have this book right here ranking at 231,000. And I see a few more KDP books that are ranking below 300,000. So I know that there is demand for this niche because, well, books are selling. And then if we look at the niche score, it produces an 81, which is well above the 50 that I'm looking for. So having all 3 of my requirements satisfied, which means that there is potential to make profit in this niche. Now I want to actually highlight a certain book here, which is this Cryptogram for Adults book. As you can see, it has the bestsellers badge, which is gonna be a big boost to its sales. But if we go ahead and take a look at this book, it was published May 14th of 2023, and it has a 4.7 out of 5 rating and 111 ratings overall. Once again, it has the bestsellers badge right there. A little bit more of the description right here. So it has easy to medium to hard difficulty, large print font, and over 525 cryptogram puzzles. And as you can see, it says it right here, it makes as a great gift. And it's priced at $13.97 with about 186 pages. Now, if we scroll down to look at the historical BSR, this is how the book has been selling the past 30 days. If we go back 60 days, 6 months to a year, we can see the overall performance of this book when it first launched right here. You can see it didn't sell for a couple of days, but then it started to sell and then has actually maintained this low ranking for a good amount of time now. And it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. Now, if we scroll down to try to see some A+ content, as we can see, here's a little picture of the interior of the book and what the book looks like overall. A little bit more info on the book. And believe it or not, having A+ content will actually help you make sales. And if you want to see how to make A+ content, I'm going to leave a marker somewhere around the screen or the link in the description for you to watch my video that I made on that. And then we can see a couple more books here from this publisher, which allows him to cross-sell from his other books. If we take a look at the interior of the book, we can see here is the cover, which is just a pretty simple cover to make. You can make this pretty easily on a free program like Canva. It has very simple fonts. It has a smiley face thing right here and just the title, and that's pretty much it. And so if we scroll through the interior, you're going to see some of his pages that he created, including a free gift, how to redeem, and then just kind of how the book works. And then here are the table of contents, and then kind of how to actually work this cryptogram book and some tips and tricks. But then when we get to the meat of the book, this is basically the interior of the book is just a bunch of cryptogram puzzles. And this is really all it is. So the entire book is made up of these types of interiors, which I'm going to show you in a bit how easy it is to make. Now, if we take its bestsellers rank and put it into a sales calculator to see how much it's making, we're going to see with the bestsellers rank of 14,537, 186 pages, and a book price of $13.97, that this book is making about 18 sales per day, which equates to about 540 sales per month, or about $95 per day, which is about $2,861 per month in estimated royalties. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd say that's actually really, really good, especially because these books are so easy to make, which leads us to our next part of how to actually make these interiors And there are actually a couple different ways to do this. Now, one way you could do this is by going to Google and just typing in cryptogram maker and finding a free cryptogram puzzle generator to create these types of interiors. So for example, I went to this website right here where I can put in all of this information and then it would spit out a cryptogram puzzle like this one right here on the right side of the page. You can change the title. You can put the phrase here that they're going to try to decode. And then you can change the fonts and other things right here. You can even add a clue. And then you can change a little bit more of the things right here. And it would come out to something like this. And then all you would need to do is make as many of these in order to make a full interior, download them, and then use a program like Canva to arrange these until you have fully completed interior pages so that then you can just create a book cover and then upload it onto KDP. Now, the only thing to know about using these free puzzle generators is to be aware if there's any type of licensing agreements that come with them. Although I don't know how you could actually license this type of puzzle book, but just to be safe, it's always good to know if there's any type of license you need to be using these types of free puzzle generators. Now, another way is by using a paid program like BookBolt. So if you have BookBolt, you can hover to the right-hand side here where this icon is of a man. If you click it, you can go ahead and click on here, BookBolt Studio, which will take you to the interior designer. So just for this example, we're just going to go with the interior. I'll name it cryptogram. And then we're going to do a trim size of 8.5 by 11, black and white, bleed. And then depending on how many pages you want your cryptogram book to be, you can put how many pages here. Typically they're over 100 pages. But for this example, we're just going to leave it at 24. Now, when we get here, all we want to do is hover to this toolbar and look for this maze looking icon. Once you click it, it's going to bring up all these interiors. I'm just going to go ahead and sort this by pro only, and then it's going to show up right here, cryptogram, as we can see. So if we click this, now it's going to ask us to choose what pages we want the cryptograms to be. I'm just going to show you one example. So I'm just going to choose one page right here. Let me move myself and then click next. And then you're going to come up with these type of options. So you can change the font size, the color, the stroke width, the max phrases. You can upload your file right here. You can change the visual style between cells and no cells. And then you can choose the solution placement depending on where you want your solutions to be. I'm going to keep it after all puzzle pages. You can decide to have capital letters and use each first line as a title. I'm going to uncheck that. And then the bleed mode, I'm going to have this checked because it's already going to consider the KDP margins and then one template per page. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and choose this example right here and upload it and show you what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and click next, and then it's going to ask for a solution page. So I'm just going to click the page right after and hit submit. And then as you can see, here is the cryptogram page. So for reference, this is the file that I uploaded right here. As you can see, here's the first phrase. The earliest known appearance of the phrase is from the Boston Journal. And as you see, this is where it is right here. The earliest known appearance of the phrase is from the Boston Journal. And then we have the next one here, which is the quick brown fox. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. So as you can see, it was just a couple of clicks and I was able to make this cryptogram puzzle pretty easily. All I would have to do now is just kind of rearrange it so it looks a little bit better, have a little bit more spacing between the puzzles. And then the solution is right here at the next page. So when you're using BookBolt, just make sure that you have all the phrases that you want to use on your spreadsheet so that when you upload it onto BookBolt, that it can just go ahead and create all of the cryptogram puzzles right then and there. And then all you would have to do is just make a cover, download it, and then it would be ready to be uploaded onto KDP. Now, if you wanted more of a done-for-you solution, you could go to a site like Creative Fabrica, where they have a bunch of cryptogram interiors already done for you and ready to be uploaded. As you can see, there's just a bunch here. They have some on vegetable puzzles, bird puzzles, animal puzzles, foods, fruits, Father's Days, trees, water, just a bunch of variety on Creative Fabrica that's ready for you to download and just upload straight to KDP. But that's not my recommendation. What I actually recommend is to go through a bunch of these interiors and pick and choose and mix and match them so that it becomes something more unique and something more original. Add elements, upload it onto Canva, and make edits to these interior pages so that they're not something that you just copied and then pasted onto Amazon that everyone else is buying and seeing all at the same time. And then if you want an all hands off solution, you could just go to a site like Fiverr and hire someone to create this type of interior for you. So this gig will actually make the cryptogram interior for you. So if we check the gig out, we can see a little bit more of what the cryptogram book looks like. It's right here on the bottom right. You can barely see it, but it's right there. And the big thing about this gig is it's right here. All elements will be unique and copyright free. I myself am a puzzle book publisher on KDP platform, so I am aware of how important it is to use copyright free materials for a book. So this is really good. So you know that you're not going to be getting into trouble or running into trouble with Amazon using any type of duplicate content, especially content that you don't have a license for. So for the basic package, which is called Silver, $10 gives you 10 to 70 pages of unthemed different puzzles. So this is going to be a mix and match of all types of activity books. So for the gold, it's $25, 80 to 120 pages of different types of puzzles. Now I'm sure if you contact this person that he could make you just a cryptogram puzzle book, and then you'd have to work out the pricing with him. But yeah, there you go. You could just hire someone on Fiverr and get this all done. You could even hire someone to make the cover for you, and even hire someone to make sure that everything is in line with KDP requirements, to make sure that it's ready to be uploaded onto KDP. Now that is the all hands off solution. It's going to require a couple bucks, but if you don't have time and you have a little bit of money, you can go this route. So now that we've gone through niche validation and know that there's profitability possibly with this niche, we've gone through how to make the interiors. Now it's time to go through the all important keyword research. Now, when I start my keyword research, I like to use the keyword. For example, this one is cryptogram. So I type that into Amazon, and then all I do is see what comes up. So as you can see with the plugin that I have installed, all of these keywords come up. So these are now keywords that I'm going to go and put on a spreadsheet and compile a list of all these keywords so that I can analyze them later. But all I want to do right now is just keep compiling. So after I have all these downloaded, then usually what I would do is use the word for and see what comes up with that. And so these ones as well, I'm going to put onto my list. And then what I like to do is just go through the alphabet, meaning I go through A, download all this, B, download all this, C, download all this, D, download all this, E, download all this, and so on and so forth. And then I would start just looking at titles of books and seeing what type of keywords they have in them. So for example, cryptogram puzzle, and see what comes up. Download all this. I could just start like this. A, download all this. B, download all this, and so on and so forth. And so this cycle of just trying to find all these keywords so that we can come up with a list that looks kind of like this. As you can see, here's my list of cryptogram targeted keywords. I've already done all my analysis. So like what I went through in the beginning, I like to go through the search volume of 1,000 and below. So I keep track of all that. I look for 3 books under 300,000 and I keep track of that. I also keep track of the average BSR first page as well as the niche score, which is all taken down right here. And I do this for every single keyword. As you can see, this list is pretty short, but there's about 50 keywords here. And believe it or not, just doing this analysis for 50 keywords took me about an hour to do. So just imagine if I had 100, 200, 300 keywords, how long that would take. But that's what it's going to take to be successful with KDP. You're going to have to put in the time and the effort doing this for your keyword research. It could take hours, and at times it could take days to finish all of the keyword research. But this is a very important part of the process, because without doing this, your book might not ever be seen and it might not ever be sold. But since you made it to the end of the video, I want to make this list of keywords available to you. So I've gone ahead and put it on my Gumroad shop. The link is down below in the description. So feel free to go ahead and download them and use them so you can start making some sales with this niche. Well, there you have it. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you're able to implement it into your low and medium content publishing on Amazon KDP. If you have any questions, let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new video. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.